Hello everyone, welcome back. Since I last shared my top 10 of 2010 in beauty, today I'm going to share with you my top 10 in skincare. And skincare is a huge category for me because improving my skin's clarity and my overall complexion has been a huge priority for me this year. And I have to say my skin has gotten so much better. I no longer have active breakouts, minus my chin when Bo, my dog, licks me or kisses me too often. But I have to say that this has been a great year in skincare. I don't think there should be any huge surprises in this video, but let's look back on an amazing skincare year. First, I'm going to start with my Clé de Peau Intensive Brightening Mask. I have boxes of these stocked up because Neiman Marcus, for the first time ever, was offering a discount on Clé de Peau. So these masks are two pieces, top and bottom. You apply the bottom first and then you apply the top. The reason I love this mask is that it has scalloped edges. It doesn't reach my hairline, so I don't have to fold. There's no fidgeting with it. There's no customizing how it looks on my face. It is just the perfect mask. It brightens, but it doesn't make my skin more sensitive in any way. So I find that this is gentle, it's effective, it just feels so luxe. It's a really thick cotton, so it doesn't move around on my face too much. But incredibly enough, the formula itself is not too sticky the way a lot of more affordable masks, especially the brightening ones, can tend to feel. Then we have the Guerlain Super Aqua Eye Patches, and I randomly decided to purchase these just on a whim, but because I have started to see fine lines this year start to deepen, I've been obsessed with trying different eye creams. My favorite is still Beckel Cool Eyes, which you can get at Space NK, but I think that the Guerlain is amazing for when I need an SOS treatment. You know, I absolutely have to film, but my face is puffy from having too much ate Korean food with MSG or something, then I definitely reach for these Guerlain Super Aqua Eye Patches. They just feel so good on the skin, and I've tried a lot of cotton eye patches, but they just kind of slip and slide around or they irritate my eyes. My eyes are very dry but also sensitive, so I think that a lot of times when the solution gets really close to my eyes just water up and they turn red, but these don't irritate my eyes whatsoever, and I notice an immediate tightening effect even when I don't stick these in the refrigerator. To round out my top 3 picks is my Sunday Riley Luna Sleeping Oil. So I'm going to go in order. My first pick was the Clé de Peau, second pick was the Guerlain, and third is Sunday Riley. So I wanted to go in order because I feel like it really helps you guys to see what I think is absolutely necessary in my regimen. But Luna is amazing, even though it's hit or miss with most people, because this is the only product that really worked to help remove and heal the inflammation, the cystic acne that I had on this side of my cheek. Now I have, in a period of less than 6 months, just a little bit of acne scarring, but I have never seen anything work so well on hormonal and cystic acne on my particular skin. So I was so desperate that I was actually going to go to the dermatologist's office and get a cortisone shot because the inflammation just wouldn't heal no matter what I put on it, whether it was a pimple treatment or a spot treatment, whatever it was, nothing worked. I was just floored because overnight the inflammation shrank. It was less red, it was less bumpy, and in 2.5 weeks Luna cleared up the inflamed cystic pimple that I had pestering me for almost a year. So even if you have heard or read negative reviews about the Luna, I still recommend it because it definitely changed my life and my skin. I'm so happy with it, and I use it more like a spot treatment than I do all over my face nowadays, but I think it is one of the best retinol products that I have ever used. Then we have my Guerlain Super Aqua Lotion. It has been a great year for Guerlain. I feel like they're constantly changing their brand. They're becoming more modern. They have amazing formulas, but their packaging is always top notch. And as much as I love the Super Aqua Serum that I reviewed in my top 5 winter skincare episode, the Super Aqua Lotion I feel is better for across all complexions. If you have any dryness or any flakiness, I've tried lots of thicker lotions or toners from Asian brands as well, Asia exclusive brands like Albion, but I think that this one it just feels so nice. It's like a watery gel and it just feels so relieving, and my skin, anytime it's parched, it only wants this. I've used SK2's Clear Lotion as a toner for several years now, probably over 6 years at this point, but ever since I discovered what a hydrating toner can do, I just haven't been able to put this down. It makes my skin look more plump plumped and radiant. It really does actually hydrate better, I think, than most normal moisturizers do. So always apply this with a cotton pad. Now for a product I featured in a haul but wasn't sure I loved until now. This is the Bliss Micro Magic Spa Powered Microdermabrasion Treatment. Does this really replace my microdermabrasion treatments with an esthetician? No, but it is an amazing scrub. I normally use Laura Mercier's facial polish if I want a scrub, and it smells so refreshing. It has a light citrusy smell, but this one is different because it has more of a pepperminty, more of a spa treatment feel, and I love it because the pumice is ultra fine. I don't feel like it's scratching the surface of my skin in any way. If you exfoliate before using a treatment mask like the Clé de Peau, the results will be so much more noticeable. Even if it's not a mask, whether it's just a toner or a serum or a moisturizer, whatever step you guys prefer, it definitely helps to start with ultra clear skin. 5 down, 5 more to go. Here we have my SK2 LXP Ultimate Perfecting Essence, and just like the Guerlain Super Aqua Lotion, this SK2 Essence is just amazing on dry skin. Even if you have combination or oily skin and you're looking for some more balance, then I highly recommend you give this a try. I think it smells much less of sake than the original SK2 Essence. So after prepping my skin with toner, I'll go ahead and pour a fairly generous amount of this essence into my palms and pat my face with it. So your face should look damp. You should be using a lot, and pat it down all the way to your neck, because the older you get, the more your neck sags and the more you'll look like you'll have a double chin, which is always my problem because double chins run in the family. The reason I love this SK2 LXP Essence specifically is because I find that when my skin is dry, if it's flaky or it's dehydrated and my pores look larger, a heavy moisturizer is not the solution. It is to start with more moisturizing, more nourishing, more plumping skincare like toner and essence. You start from the very beginning, not clump on a really heavy moisturizer at the end of your skincare routine. There are a lot more affordable essences, especially because a lot of Korean brands are emerging in the market, but I still think that SK2's is my favorite. Then we have Lumixal's Topical Brightening Cream, which I featured in my top 5 winter skincare video. The reason I wanted to feature it again is because even though it is more expensive than the very similar product of Sunday Riley's Good Genes, the Lumixal is just an incredible product if you're looking for a multitasking moisturizer. This brightens, it smooths, it plumps, and it works super well if you have hyperpigmentation like sunspots and melasma. Failure to wear at least SPF 30 can result in hyperpigmentation, so you do have to be very diligent about wearing sunscreen, because unlike the Clé de Peau mask that I featured in the very beginning, this does make your skin more sensitive. However, it gives the best results I've ever seen in terms of making my skin actually brighter. And I've had a small patch of melasma and a large sunspot on my cheek ever since I was in college, and this is probably the only product that I've ever seen work so effectively on this little patch on my cheek here. Next up I have here's Seolwasu's Overnight Vitalizing Mask, and I love this in place of a traditional moisturizer. This is an incredible product because it feels like a really creamy lotion. So I put it on generously, about I would say a quarter-sized amount, and I take it down my neck as well. It comes in a simple squeeze tube, so it is travel friendly, but I just think that the reason why this product really works is because it doesn't clog pores, it doesn't feel heavy or greasy, it just feels light and actually works. So it's a very effective product, and you're not supposed to wash it off in the morning. I recommend using a cleansing water and just wiping down your face with cotton. When I put this on overnight, my skin looks soft and glowing, and just it feels happier in the morning. So I highly recommend this, especially if you don't like thick, goopy night creams. A lot of you guys have mentioned that Seolwasu's herbal fragrances are a little too strong for you. This one has the least amount of ginseng in the fragrance, so I highly recommend this one, especially if you have wanted to try Seolwasu but didn't know where to start. Then we have the Foreo Day Cleanser. This is the Awakening Radiance Yogurt with bergamot and probiotics. This is by far the best cleanser I've ever used in this entire year, during this entire year, excuse me. And I was using 3, a Japanese brand. I was using their cleansing milk, and I was using Mila Morsi's cleansing milk for a while until I discovered this. It works well with my Luna. I do feel my skin is more of a squeaky clean when I use it with the Luna, but sometimes when I'm in a rush, I just pump out 3 or 4 pumps and smooth it across my face and use water. If you are looking again to balance out an oily T-zone, I highly, highly, highly recommend this. They did not pay to be featured in this video. I purchased another one myself because I love it that much. I have to have it at every sink in my apartment. And last but not least, to wrap up this amazing year of skincare, I have journeyed through so many sunscreens, you have no idea. Because I'm constantly using brightening treatments, I have to wear sunscreen, and I have to wear it every day and reapply it whenever possible. I talked about the Tatcha Silken Sunscreen in my top 5 winter skincare review, but I have to feature the Eve Lom again, even though I talked about it last year in 2014, because this is still by far one of the best sunscreens I've ever used, and I think to this day it is one of the best on the market. So it is a chemical sunscreen, so it won't leave your face looking white or chalky, and the reason I love this is because it has a glowing finish. If you have dry skin, look no further. This is the best sunscreen you'll ever try. It just makes my skin look softer, and it creates the illusion of plumped up lines without using a lot of silicone. The Tatcha has significantly more silicone in the formula, but it's also more matte, so it's great if you have oily or combination skin, or even if you have normal skin and you just love matte skin. But I think that the Eve Lom is just so incredibly smoothing. It's moisturizing without having a greasy finish the way a lot of those really runny water-light sunscreens tend to have. So even though I did feature this in 2014, I again have to recommend the Eve Lom SPF 50 Daily Protection Sunscreen. And that is a wrap for my top 10 of 2015 for skincare. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any further questions, please feel free to leave them down below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Please don't worry, I will be doing an Asia exclusive skincare post on the blog, so please stay tuned and keep your eyes peeled on the blog for that review. Thanks so much for tuning in as always, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.